All right, we're back. Well, I'm back for me because it took me 4 takes to get to this point. But this is my first video on YouTube and not like hiding my identity and actually on camera and not like editing something. But yeah, I don't know. I've set a new goal for myself where, let me move these earbuds. Boop. I've set a new goal for myself where I think I'm going to try and produce or create one video of content a day, whether it's a video diary or even just like me out in the city, and that goes up there. I don't know. I've always worked in production, and that seems like something that would be right up my alley, but YouTube has always made me nervous. I'm nervous right now, to be honest with you, but hopefully that dissipates with time. I'm usually behind the camera, so I never really have to focus looking into it. So I have to focus looking into it while I talk to you because you are my audience and my fourth wall. And hello, welcome to my channel. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. There's so much going on, too much going on almost. Things are pretty weird out there. I'm not going to lie. I live in a large city. I live in Los Angeles, and I've grown up here my whole life. And the energy and the vibe of this city seem completely off. I don't know. It seems like people are almost like zombies, just kind of walking through their day-to-day life, doing the tasks and the jobs that they need to do to get the paychecks, to get the food, to go home and watch Netflix. I'm lucky enough that I have I have a good core group of friends, and I'm surrounded by people that aren't vapid and that kind of know what's going on. But at the same time, I feel sometimes disconnected from them, but they are very good people and probably help keep me sane. But yeah, and then something that I was reading today, it's just, the last 2 weeks we spent talking about how our politicians were sleeping with young women, obviously below the age of consent, trafficking them to islands. We knew and we know who these people are. Puff Daddy's, well, no, he's not on trial anymore, but we just went through that one too. It seems as soon as one ends, another begins. But now the one that started before Puff Daddy, Epstein, didn't happen, disappointing. That the fact that we are run by people that exploit and take advantage of children and teenage women, it can get to be pretty maddening. And then the fact that it seems like no one cares is even more disheartening. Not that no one cares. We all know what's going on. Maybe we're all just in shock. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm making these videos, so I can kind of process all this. But Trump doesn't release the list, and then all of a sudden this week you have every conservative talking head, alternative media or not, or mainstream, basically talking about fucking Cambridge Analytica and Obama, like all this shit from fucking 15 years ago or 10 years ago. Like, who cares? Can people not see that this is a distraction and they're trying to change the narrative from Trump and Epstein and Israel to Russia, Obama, and libtards bad? Like, wake the fuck up. Is this what the rest of my life is going to be? Is all this fake fucking news? And then like when there's actually something that matters, everybody's attention span is so short these days that it's in and out of the news cycle within a week. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. It seems like everything's collapsing and no one really wants to talk about it. The job and the career I worked in, that industry is dead and dying. Manufacturing in this country is dead and dying. The only two industries that seem to be doing well are tech and service industry. And tech is working to replace the service industry, and pretty much all of us. No one wants to talk about that either, but that's for another video, because I don't know what's going on, guys. How are you guys feeling? Let's start a dialogue. I have a dialogue with a lot of people. Some of it superficial, some not. But I feel like all aspects of life seem off right now. Society as a whole feels off. Intimate relationships feel off. And I understand we as a society have been conditioned, depending on how long you've been around, possibly for decades. We're inundated with information and with data, more data than mankind has ever seen in history. And all of that is bias. Whoever is making that news, whoever's creating that information is adding their agenda into it and adding their skew. I don't really identify with any political party, to be honest with you. I couldn't name a politician I actually like. I believe at this point the entire system is rotten to the core. There's no way you can be participating in local, state, or federal government without knowing about the corruption that exists. And this corruption in government bleeds into corruption in corporations and businesses, which bleeds into corruption in the military, in corruption in intelligence agencies. And then, if you have a society that's rotting, you can't hide from it. It will eventually bleed into your life. And I feel it bleeding into my life just because of the environment around me. But I'm going to try and make these videos. I live in a large city. I have a background in production, so this isn't anything fancy, but I can put together some decent videos if you guys want to see some stuff. Why don't you tell me what you guys are up to? Or I could show you, I could do walks around town, kind of narrating things and showing you how, German and Venice style, or Peter Santinelli, I think that's his name. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure, the industry I'm in is kind of falling apart, and I'm in my 40s. I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I'm also not a fucking boomer. So sorry, boomers. If you're on my channel, stick around. I don't have any hate towards boomers, baby boomers. I will respect you with baby boomers. But I don't even know where it's going, man. Here we go. But yeah, tell me what you'd like to see me do. I can edit these down to make them short form if you guys, his attention span is not that great, but I don't know, maybe tell me how you guys are feeling. The vibe seems off. I would turn off the news. That would be my first advice. Turn off the news. Try and eat healthy. Try and get some exercise. Try not to get caught up in the doom. That's easy, but it's all by design, Maybe that's what this channel will be talking about. How to kind of navigate the landscape that is our future. Because it feels weird. It also feels like the first time in my life that I can't plan for any long-term period of time, because everything's so chaotic that any time I try and plan for anything, it gets turned on its head. I mean, just this year, why not be open and honest? I mean, just this year alone, at the new year, I thought it was going to be a great year. I kind of had all these hopes and dreams and admirations, and within the first week, my hometown in the area I grew up in burned to the ground. You guys might have heard about it, the Pacific Palisades, and then there was also the Altadena fire. They lost their town and their neighborhood as well, which was devastating and still is. I don't think the city has ever recovered from those fires, to be honest with you. That was a real knife in the heart to a lot of people and to the city at large. When you lose that much property and you lose that much personal possessions and businesses and stories, I mean, we're talking about tens and tens of thousands of houses that were destroyed, tens of I think it was 30 or 40 people died in both fires. It was a real gut punch. Right after that, I was laid off with a bunch of people at my work, but that was kind of expected. Layoffs have been going on in Hollywood, and they've been thinning things out the last 4 years. It started with the pandemic and kind of the lockdowns, and production was slow to come back. And as soon as it started coming back, the what's it called? The writer's strike, or not the writer, the actor, was it the actor's strike happened, which was worthless. The negotiations were completely in favor of the studios. I'm pretty sure the unions are bought out by the studios now, or it feels that way, or at least compromised by them. But yeah, I don't, lost my job. I had a friend pass away. I had some car issues. I had another friend pass away. I'm single. I live alone. And so, I've been trying to date. That's incredibly tough. But, yeah, it's just been a rough year. And you know what? Those things can all be tolerated. On paper, it sounds really bad. Like, my hometown looks like Gaza. I lost my job. It's hard to date and find a significant other, which I would like to do. I've lost people close to me. A few to drug addiction. Fentanyl's no joke. That shit's out there. Yeah, man. So it's just a wild times. And I try and keep a positive head. I have a connection to a God. I pray every day, which helps. But yeah, these times are weird. Maybe that's what this is going to be, is just a video diary talking about how these times and because I can do a lot of documenting and just kind of navigating them, getting through them, the tools we can use, what you guys want to see. I don't know. Social media is interesting, and I feel like I haven't really used it to my full potential, and I would like to. I'm a pretty personable guy. I have a lot of interests and hobbies. So let's see where this goes. This video is 11 minutes. I'm not even sure if YouTube's gonna let me post a 12-minute video. So let's cut it there and get this uploaded, and fuck it. Ride this ride with me. Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to get used to saying like and subscribe. And hit that alarm bell so you get notifications when I post my videos. That feels fucking weird. All right, I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I'm not gonna become a streamer and like some weirdo like that. I'm just gonna stay legit like this. I can't be compromised. I'm not gonna be bought out. I'll talk about whatever I can talk about on here until YouTube gets, curmudgeon about it, because I know, that we know there's things you can't talk about on here, but they're fun to talk about, so we're going to talk about them. You know what? Let's just ride this out, and we're going to end this exactly at 13 minutes. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. I just rambled, but this is my first video. It's going to get better from here. Seacrest out.